What up, y'all? It's been a long time since I've set a camera up in my studio and talked to it, but I'll tell you right now, I couldn't be happier than to do it for Brisk and Star Wars. And again, I want to thank you guys for giving me this opportunity. I have always promised myself that I was going to hold on to Star Wars as a thing to do on custom shoes until the perfect opportunity. And after Brisk flew me out to New York to do some work with Tristan Eaton and some other really cool people, I found out that they were teaming up with Star Wars to do a campaign for the new 3D Phantom Menace movie and the new Connect Star Wars game. I'm sure you guys have heard about it by now through some of my friends like Mike Diva or on my blog, but Brisk and Star Wars teamed up last month to produce the first ever on-product unlockable in-game content. Folks bought this lemon iced tea from Brisk, and you could actually scan it into your Kinect game and unlock Anakin's pod racer. It was really innovative design, and so Star Wars and Brisk asked me if I could come up with anything innovative to create in celebration of Star Wars Day, which is today, May 4th. Now, I had never tried working with fabrics on customs before, so for me that was something really innovative. And when I found out I was going to be doing Star Wars shoes, I asked some of my friends, other popular customizers, what they thought, and I had already been thinking about doing a pair of Ewok shoes, and someone threw that out there. I've never seen a pair of Ewok shoes before because Star Wars has been done many times on custom shoes. And so I felt like that was a sign and I needed to take off with it. And fabric and Ewoks just really went together for me because I felt like I could express a lot through the fabrics on some Ewok shoes. So Brisk told me that they would trust me with it and that I could give it away to you guys today, so that's what I'm here to do. But before I get into the actual giveaway, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the design. So Ewoks to me were always one of the funniest and coolest parts of the Star Wars universe. I always loved how they were kind of like the polar opposite of the Empire, which to me kind of epitomizes the light side of the Force. So on the dark side, I'm doing Darth Maul kicks, which you'll see in a week in the video announcing the winner for this one. But on the light side, I wanted to do something with Ewok. So I looked up the main Ewok, whose name is Wickit Wystri Warrick, which I never would have known that he even had a name. I wanted to find a fabric that would connect Ewok and custom shoes together. So I spent a lot of time learning how to braid twine and tied it into the laces, drilled through some wooden beads, put them in there, sculpted a little bone to hang from the edge of it. But a lot of the other time was spent actually finding a base for the shoes. So once I came up with the idea for these Ewok shoes, I wanted to find a good base, and Nike had these 6.0s that actually had fuzzy liner. And so I knew right from that point on that I was meant to be doing Ewok shoes for this. So I bought the shoes and then I painted them to be the colors that I want. But that's the only painting I wanted to do. I didn't want to use my skills in painting as a crutch at all. So I decided everything else was going to be done just with fabrics. So I had to figure out kind of how to make the collar that Wickit wore in the movies and tie it into the back of the shoe in a way that actually looked alright. So basically I had to cut down the fabric, sew it together with the twine, which was difficult because the twine didn't want to go through the fabric, and then kind of fold it in ways that made it look like it was something of a collar. Once the shoes were done, I put on a few little finishing touches and set them out free into the world to see what people thought about my first fabric shoes, and I actually got a pretty good response, so I'm really happy to be giving it away to you guys. What I'm going to do is for the giveaway, I'm going to ask you like 3 or 4 Star Wars related trivia questions. I'm going to have you guys find out the answers. Back in the day, this would have been really, really difficult to do, but you're probably going to be able to do it just on Google now. So in creating these shoes and doing the research for them, I actually found out a bunch of really interesting Star Wars trivia that I never would have known otherwise. And so for the giveaway, I'm going to share some of that with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you guys to my Ask box on my sneaker blog. And if you don't have a Tumblr, that's fine. You can ask me anonymously. And what you'll do is you'll provide the answer to these 4 questions and then the username that you use on YouTube. So what I'll do is I'll write down the usernames of all y'all that get it right. I'll randomly select one of you and I'll hit you up next week when I announce the winner. First, what 2 Star Wars characters are at the top of the Brisk Facebook page? Next, what Lucas-approved setting was the only meeting between Han Solo and Indiana Jones? I'll give you a hint, Han Solo was dead when Indiana Jones met him. 3, who had the last line of the first Star Wars movie, Episode 4, back in the 70s? I actually remembered this one, so maybe you guys won't have to look that one up. 4, why are all stormtroopers left-handed? If you're a super big Star Wars nerd like me, then you'll know it already, but if not, it's an interesting tidbit. 5, for what does the TIE and TIE fighter stand? There's a couple different answers here, so if you give me one of the 2 that I'm looking for, then you'll be cool. So send me the answers to those 5 questions and also your username on YouTube, and I'll see you guys in the week with the Dark Side shoes. And again, thank you to Brisk and thank you to Star Wars for giving me this opportunity, and I'll see you guys next week.
To get the wax off, it becomes a canvas. Once all that's off, hats off to a true life artiste, Jacob Patterson. Subscribe, he's a beast. When you walk down the street, you gotta have art on your feet. These are so much more more than snake is